Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to the Museum of Dwellings here in Kentucky Route Zero. I'm not actually on the route, here near Kentucky Route Zero. I have no idea where this elevator is going to take us. Yes, there's only one way to find out. Or I suppose actually multiple ways because we could probably ask anybody who lives here. But this is the way we're going to find out. Look at what a well-framed dog that is. It does seem like we could maybe leave Blue on the ground floor. I'm a little nervous about this whole thing. Yeah, this is maybe a good time for Umbrella. Whoa, what is that? That must have been... the size of that shadow must have been a trick played by perspective or something, right? Also, is the game way louder than it used to be? Oh, hold on, that's a person. They wouldn't come in, just rushing around. You could tell they were warned. And it was... look at the size of that thing. And it was late at night, but just rushing around. Well, there was some urgency to the older man's injury, so it's understandable. How was he injured? His leg, it was twisted or something. He held it while he walked, and made these painful little sounds in his throat. Oh, how? I don't know, I didn't ask. It would have been rude, I think. Well, we just don't know. I suppose we never will. Can we try to talk to her? No, I can't direct him toward that house any more than we have already gone toward it. So why would they be... That's making me really nervous. I'm especially nervous for Blue, actually. I don't think this is the kind of game where a rock would suddenly swoop in and eat your dog, but... Also, I don't really feel like I do know what kind of game this is, so maybe I'm not right about that. I heard a shout from downstairs. The old man had stumbled in the rain. I stayed inside with the lights off. No sense in my getting involved. The lights are clearly on. So I wonder if the intention there is to make it clear to us that not all of the people who are living at the Museum of Dwellings were honest with the museum staff about our visit. I didn't see or hear a thing all night. I was in the back doing inventory when they came by. I got 30 cases of candles in, and each one of those has to be individually labeled, you know? But I heard from some of the other neighbors they weren't up to any harm, just passing through. I guess they probably, the scaffolding and stuff up here probably suggest that they intend to build a roof over all this eventually, they just haven't gotten around to it. Alright, hey there Ezra, you stay right there, I'll be right back. I'm just gonna walk around a little bit, because I think talking to Ezra is probably pretty important. I want to see if there's anything on the other side that we didn't yet go to. Over here we have a greenhouse. Flora was playing down on the lower level, and we've been having a glass of wine in the greenhouse. We ducked out of the way when he came in. I mean, after all, they were complete strangers. We didn't know them. Did they seem dangerous? Oh, nothing dangerous about them, but you just can't know, can you? How could you? Well, I heard the young woman ask her friend about his job. He's some kind of furniture collector or dealer, I think. It didn't sound like things were going well. Maybe they were looking for a buyer. Oh yeah, definitely, some kind of furniture collector or dealer. I heard him talking about antiques. This is such a weird sequence. Oh, he walked all the way inside the greenhouse there. I had not even noticed. I had taken my eyes off the bottom of the screen, because, you know, words. This isn't even a houseboat. It's just a boat. It's just a whole boat. I guess, in this weather, maybe not unreasonable. It's difficult to see or even hear a storm like that, but I was awake and alert, studying the week's forecast. Should even out shortly, I'd say. So you pay close attention to the weather. Well, it's hard not to up here. Strangers wanted to know how I coped with the exposure. I guess some people will never understand the appeal of life on a sailboat. It's tragic. It's tragic, I'd say. Well, then they had to leave. Looking for a doctor, I think? The old man was having a bad time. Whoa, whoa, whoa. The bird had something in its talons there. Did you see that? Like a big box or something. I guess, Conway's injury is really getting bad, huh? Is this in... What is this a hobbit hole? What is this? Oh, of course. I saw them looking at that odd-shaped building, sure, the rounded metal one. Yeah, that one. House of the future sort of thing. I've always thought it looked more like a grain bin. Actually, I guess it's sort of romantic. Anyway, they seemed interested in it. Tired, huddling under their umbrellas, they still stopped to examine this strange building. You know, I'm realizing I just put up my umbrella because, like, it's raining. Of course you put up your umbrella. But I wonder if there's any actual game effect to not putting up your umbrella in the rain. I wonder if it would change the text. I'm going to put my umbrella away before I read this one. Let's just see if it mentions it. We were working in the greenhouse, and I saw them come up the elevator. They were lost, obviously. That was obvious. You know what I like about those two is they're always on the same page. Right, I feel bad for Conway not having the umbrella up. Yeah, that bird's definitely moving something from place to place. Maybe the bird is the construction crew? I don't know if I'm paying close enough attention. Do we ever see it go the other way? Does it ever carry anything the other way? Okay, it does go the other way. Maybe it's flying to the left to pick stuff up and then carrying it back to the right. That would not be the weirdest thing we've seen so far. I mean, I know it sounds crazy to suggest it, but... I saw you folks drive up. I like your truck. What kind of truck is that? You know, we've got a couple of them at the shop, but this is the only one that runs. No, you know, let's maybe focus a little bit. Hey, do you know where Dr. Truman is? Yes, ma'am. He's out in the forest. Me and Julian took him out there a few nights ago, and he didn't want to come back. He lives there all the time now. Gee, I wonder why he wouldn't want to come back. This museum is an okay place to live in the daytime, but it's no good at night. Folks just can't sleep in a place like this. Or when they do, it gives them nightmares. So we take them out to the forest to sleep, and then bring them back in the morning. Huh. So is your family out in the forest? Oh, no, they're... Well, I don't know where they are. Me and Julian were looking for them for a while, but... Anyway, we have a job to do here now, taking these people out to the forest at night so they can sleep. And maybe if the rest of them will be like Dr. Truman and want to stay out there, we'll get back to looking. Can you tell us how to get to the forest? You have to follow the Green River way out east, then hop over Lake Cumberland. The roads don't go there. But me and Julian can take you. We were just about to go anyway. I've just got to call him over. I'm not going to try to read that. You can just imagine what that might sound like. Oh, that's... Okay. Well, that umbrella was probably expensive, but fine. I can just get another one. I mean, I guess that makes sense. From this height, the museum looks like a blocky crater slowly filling with rain. I mean, I would go so far as to say that it is, in fact, that. Okay, so I am driving this bird. An all-night diner by the side of the road. The lights are on. And sometimes weird things happen there. Oh, wait, yeah, fly me back over Equus. I mean, I bet I know what it looks like from the air. A big horse. From this angle, the building looks strange and abstract, like a pile of intersecting boxes and triangles. Well, from a 3D modeling perspective, it probably is literally a bunch of intersecting triangles. Five people hurriedly carry large objects from an apartment building into a van. The larger two are hauling beige shapes nearly their height. The smaller three clutch brightly colored objects under their elbows. Most of the lights in the building are dark, the yard's empty, the windows boarded shut. Beige shapes nearly their height. That's a little disconcerting. At first I assumed that we had just found people, you know, looting or robbing or something, but you gotta wonder. So this is Barren River Lake. This is just, yeah, the barren river. Makes sense. I wonder how far they'll let me fly. Okay, I cannot click out into the darkness. I am only allowed to go in the direction of stuff. There's a small light at the end of the river. Is this where we were going? We want to hop over Lake Cumberland, which I assume is at one end of the Cumberland River. I'm not ready to stop the bird journey yet. Hold on, I want to fly back to where things are and have a look at some more stuff. That small light may indeed have been our destination. It is a place that is presumably past Lake Cumberland, and where the roads definitely do not go. Well, a swamp's not a forest. We can probably look at this safely. From a distance, from the air, it first looks like a swamp. Vines have grown over the street lamps. Flower bushes obscure the streets. A few of the houses have slipped partially into the ground, foundations cracked by underground roots. Again, disconcerting. There are a number of things about this game that are, a little worrying, and not at all calming. Yeah, I want to fly back over to the interstate, though. I want to have a look at some of the things we've seen before. Oh, that's probably our forest right there, huh? Yeah, okay, so I guess we're flying back to that big light. I do think the game projects kind of a calming atmosphere, even when the things happening in it are often a little creepy. Like, there's nothing happening to us that's actually scary, exactly. But it's hard not to perceive a little bit of, like, menace in, for example, the place where we experienced deja vu down in the Zero. That weird, like, crevice in the wall that seemed to maybe have people watching us in it. Or maybe it's just my natural paranoia that's causing me to perceive that as people watching us. A light in the hills, probably a small fire. A few figures are clustered around a crude network of tanks and pipes. But yeah, despite the fact that some of the things that are happening do creep me out a little bit, it's serene in a weird way. It's serene while still being unsettling. It creates a strange feeling in me. Also, I suppose, maybe worth noting, in this actual situation where I'm being carried around by a giant bird, there is nothing serene about that idea. I am deeply terrifying. Also, how do you know for sure he's not going to eat you? I know he has a name and everything. And so, presumably, he's been around people a bit, but hard to feel safe around a giant bird. I don't feel safe around normal-sized birds, frankly. I have had a number of occasions to have close association with a parrot. Not even like a weird feral parrot or anything. A parrot that had been around people a lot for its entire life. And what I learned is, you can never trust birds. She would see me, and I was her enemy, she had decided. I don't know why. I think it's because I was a stranger. I had certainly never done anything to this bird. But she would see me, and she would, like, step back to the back of the cage and puff up. You know, there's some animals like to do that, where it's like, you see something vaguely threatening, you're like, well, now it won't mess with me because I'm 4% larger than I previously appeared. A shadowy figure drags itself out of the lake, stuffs its limbs into a smart blue suit, and trudges slackly out of view. Yeah, see, that's a great example of what I was talking about there, with it being a little unsettling. I posted about this a little on the subreddit, but there are some things about this game that sort of put me in the mind of, probably partially because I've been listening to it lately, a podcast called Alice Isn't Dead, which, if people are digging this thing, I might also... Alice Isn't Dead is definitely, like, more explicitly a horror story, but it's a very good horror story. And it's, in a lot of ways, it's about sort of similar material, sort of like about the idea of the road and the spaces between. From above, the huge swaying tipple looks like a small wooden lattice framing the edge of the mine entrance. Which is not that different from what it actually is, right? It's just a large wooden lattice framing the mine entrance. A tiny gray figure walks along the side of the road, carrying what appears to be a guitar case. He is followed closely by a smaller shape. A dog? He looks tired. Well, that could just be a reference to, honestly, to a significant number of fiction characters. Also, it's wild that we can see... I guess I don't really know how far up we are, but it's wild that we can see that. A thing the size of a man walking around from this distance. You know, I'm sure the bird can, but the bird has, bird eyes. A large dirt parking lot surrounds the bait shop. A sign is vaulted above the road on a thin steel bar. Also, despite the music being kind of like simple and ambient and stuff, I do feel like the game as a whole is just louder than it used to be. Which might be Windows resetting my volume settings or something. That might totally be on my end. A country church with a pitched roof and a 3-story spire. A large LED display glows in the parking lot. Behind the church are several dusty metal trash cans, a few of which are opened, which is a thing I can tell from this height. Again, seems a little odd. The flayed hull of a country home smolders in the night. Parts of the property are obscured by smoke. So we saw the bait shop. Where's Weaver's house? It wasn't too far from the road, right? Like, the burning tree should be here, I think? That's really the thing I was most interested in seeing. In part to see if there actually was a car parked outside of it. Oh, wait. Had a thing over here. Okay. Oh, this is where the burning tree would be. Flying past at this speed and angle, the farmhouse is invisible among the trees. Its location is only marked by Conway and Shannon's memories. Also, apparently we cannot see the eternally burning tree from this height, which seems odd to me. Who knows? Maybe it's not even really there. Okay. Now I think perhaps time to get on with what we were doing. Which unfortunately means I have to remember which direction to go in. I guess the game's only going to let me fly in a direction where stuff actually is, right? Also, I just heard a loud popping outside the room, and now I have a concern that the dog is up to a thing. Not all dogs are as well behaved as Blue, it turns out. As long as I don't hear anything else, we'll just continue on. Alright, so where was the forest? Also, this is a really oddly shaped lake. Where was the... There we go. I think it's maybe time to go back to the ground. I would like very much to be on the ground again. Well, this is a little disconcerting. Where is Conway and Shannon? Where are Conway and Shannon? Can I talk to Blue? I cannot. Oh, everything's fine. Jesus. Oh, it's a bald eagle, too. These are notoriously mean birds. In case anyone was not familiar. It's okay. Just take it easy. Yeah, I've just closed my eyes for a second. Well, I don't think that's a good idea. Just take some strain off your leg for a minute and we'll keep going. Why is this delivery so important to you? I don't know. Okay, well, who knows why we do anything, right? Somehow it seems important to me too. Maybe we'll figure it out when we get there. This bird... So, its talons are in front of this tree, but... I don't understand how this bird is standing. Oh, wow. That's not a tree, it's a gap between... What an... Ah, that's a wild effect. Depending on where you're standing, it really... Like, it really looks like sometimes the blue is the trees and sometimes the black is the gaps, and sometimes it's the other way around. That's so cool. Oh, hey, more of those future hobbit holes. Wait, am I walking to the right through time here? Maybe there's just a lot of dudes in this area who look like Conway. So what do you like to do? Just lay around? Probably just lay around. A dog of a certain age doesn't really want to do anything else. Well, I bet you were pretty wild when you were younger. Kind of curious, when we come out the other side of these trees here... The house... I was expecting Conway to no longer be in the doorway, not the doorway to no longer be there. This is a really interesting way of, like, conveying the passage of time in a scene spatially. It shouldn't be much farther now. I think I see where the settlement ends over there. And these woods go on forever. Well, no forest goes on forever. I mean, at some point there's got to be a road or something. You know, a parking lot. Don't act so defeated, okay? I'm just thinking about getting back to work, trying very hard not to think about needing to rest. Now we're almost there. We'll get you all patched up and back in that truck. We can handle this. Her tone is making me real nervous. She seems like she's trying real hard to be brave for the both of them. So have you ever been over to the lake? I went there once with my folks. We're not going to focus on how deep it is. We had some burgers. It was pretty great. Wow, it's amazing. All it takes is me seeing the word burger to suddenly be ravenously hungry. I haven't had a burger in a long time. Figure in the foreground. Even though we've seen it multiple times at this point, it jump scared me a little bit. Just a little bit. You have any family you're close with? You have brother or sister? Kids? I have a brother, but I wouldn't say we're close. And what does he do? Yeah, I don't know. Just another drifter. There's a lot of that going around these days. You never talked to him? Nah, I burned that bridge pretty bad. Well, who knows? I guess I was always closest with Weaver. As close as someone can be with a girl like that. I mean, she was always on her own wavelength, but we were the same age growing up and everyone else was so busy. When she disappeared, I got pretty angry, and I guess I just stayed that way. I never really understood her, but I knew her. And it's lonely without someone like that around. Sorry, you're a good listener. I bet you come from a big family of dogs. I think generally dogs do. Yeah, dogs have big families. I like that. You're always surrounded by family. Sounds nice. Hey guys, I think there's a theme running through this scene. Man, that effect is so neat. How long have we been walking in this forest? Hey, where have you been? We lost sight of you for a minute. Or for several hours, potentially. Yeah, it's easy to get lost, especially out in the woods like this. I never really get lost, though. I just look out for Julian. He's always around. My folks had a really nice house, bigger than any of these houses. but it made them worried all the time, and then the bank took it back. We had to sleep at the bus station, but I couldn't ever get to sleep, so I just went out to fly around every night with Julian. We flew really far and we never got lost, but when we came back in the morning, they were all gone. Wait, they just left you? Well, I don't think so. All our stuff was still there. Maybe they got lost somewhere. And let's go see what's on TV. I'm starting to feel really bad for Ezra. I'm trying not to belabor the point. I know I've said it more than once. But what a strange story this all is. And also, visually, very something. And yeah, I think during that exit interview is when I really realized how badly they had me. But how else can you pay for medical school? I have college friends with debts that, I mean, you can't expect to pay that back unless you're planning to sell painkillers on the side or something. Or, some kind of administrative thing. I don't know. Haven't seen what arthritis did to my grandmother, and my best friend in high school destroy his wrists building synthesizers. I mean, he was like 17. Ailments of the joints and limbs just seem important to me. I hope that answers your question. Getting a scholarship with that pharmaceutical company had a lot of strings attached, but at least I have somewhere to practice, even if I have to follow their market trends a bit. And hey, thanks to all those seminars, I'm an expert on the medical uses of Neripnol TM. Sounds not so bad. So, how about that leg? What happened exactly? It's hard to say. I think my leg was crushed by falling rocks. I would like not to imagine something grabbing my leg in the dark. I'm pretty sure my leg was crushed by falling rocks. Ah, crushing injury. Yeah, those can be pretty bad. Everything gets all compressed, and there are a lot of little pieces to... you know what? Never mind. Let's just take a look. How bad could it be, right? It seems like it might be pretty damn bad, actually. Where are they getting electricity from? Why is that the thing I'm asking about? In this house, why is that the thing that caught my attention? And what are they singing about? They're singing about going home, I think. And also hard times. And also, it's kind of all three. Yeah, they're singing about their home because they're lost right now. It's a scary song. Well, it's scary, but you can still sing about it. Your friend's in pretty bad shape, isn't he? He has seen better days. Fortunately, Blue seems very relaxed right now. But it's nothing we can't handle. You might have a few things to look out for in the future, be a bit gentler with the leg or the way you walk, but you'll be okay. I've dealt with similar cases before. So, the anesthetic we'll use is called Neripnol TM. It's pretty experimental, but it's more appropriate in cases like yours. The way it works is, I'll count backwards from 5 to start the process, and then we'll just have a normal conversation as the Neripnol TM takes effect. Then I'll get started. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So, let's talk about billing for a moment. The pharmaceutical company I'm contracted with was recently acquired by an energy company that has some different standards for billing and revenue, so it's a bit complex now. I didn't really know how to convey there the idea of, the way it sounds when someone's talking to you while you're falling asleep, sometimes in an accelerated way. I considered just leaning back from the microphone more and more, but I thought that probably wouldn't actually play. Should he have had me maybe lay down before doing that? I don't know if it's a good idea to get super sedated while sitting up. And I passed out one time while sitting up. I had a violent episode, and it was not great for my head and neck. When I woke up, I could tell things had transpired. Well, I guess we're just going to go ahead and do this interlude here, the entertainment. Hey, look, guys, we found it. For a second there, I thought we were about to get some actual spoken audio. Oh, geez. I'm first person. Alright, it's a little... It's like Babylon outside. GD, you're right. Well, it's cool in here. It's an oasis. I wonder how Ted's holding up. AC. Guy loves letters. Down there, they all have it. Sure, you're right. I've never been to Texas. Oh, sure. They all have AC. Too cold, almost. In July, even. He's got a hotel. Yeah, hotel life. That's living. Is it, though? Maybe too much. I mean, what's to stop him, really? Eat some tall thing at the hotel bar? Ah. Ted's a good man. No, I know. He wouldn't, run around. Hey, you're right. How about a beer? No beer today. Hard Times whiskey. That's all you've got? It's a good whiskey. Local. Yeah. You take deliveries from them? Sure. This is a very weird clipped conversation. You ever see one of them? The boys from Hard Times? Hey, somebody mentioned that to us before. Sorry, what? I heard they're... strange. Well, they work hard. And they make a good whiskey. Who are we to judge? Sure, who are we? And no one of consequence. Yeah, what's all this bread for? Sandwiches. Is there a lot of... I guess that's bread over there. Rain's Law. Rain's Law of sandwiches? I'm not familiar. The old ones went bad while you were on vacation. You have a good time while the sandwiches rotted? Oh, you know me. This is super weird, right? So there's something about this conversation. It's 7 days on a beach, and all I could think about was work. New kitchen. Maybe hire a hostess. Maybe the thing that's striking me as weird here is just the timing, the way the lines are spaced. It's awkward to read because there's just a little bit too much of a gap. I was in a bar down there in New Orleans. They had a hostess. Some dive. She seats you and, I don't know. Points out the specials. You could have specials every night in here. Drink specials. You make cocktails? Food specials. Like, Monday night chicken. I don't know, the grilled chicken. Yeah, that's a food special, right? Maybe a Caesar salad. Class it up, Oh, what are you talking about? This place ain't classy? Bess would have liked it. I kind of want to look around, but I also don't want to miss any of the conversation. Let me grab here's to Bess. Good Christian woman. Good Christian woman. How about that sot in the corner? That's me, I guess. He sure did look at me when they said that. He's not bothering nobody. Has he been here long? As soon as I opened. Got started a bit earlier, I suspect. On a bender, huh? Sleeping in a ditch or something. You don't think... maybe Ted? Nah. Ted's a good man, honest, well-liked. He wouldn't run around or sleep in a ditch. Yeah, he's liked, but he's well-liked. Sales is a good fit. Selling hammers. Can you believe it? Somebody has to. The hammers. They don't sell themselves. Here, here. Is that a thing? Can you just be a hammer salesman? It feels like you would have to be a whole, like, tools in general kind of salesman. What to do all day? Come here, I guess. Sure. That's what I do. That's a little bit different. You do work here. Cheap drinks, conversation, technically, and the entertainment. Sure. What's tonight? Oh, tonight it's... Junebug? Oh, I'll stay for that. I need some music. Get my mind off Ted. She does need to get her mind off Ted, it feels like. A love song from when the world was young. What time? Around 8, maybe. Well, set 'em up slow, or I'll sleep right through it. Yeah, so I guess we're just sitting here in this bar watching this conversation happen, and also, something. Something's happening. Alright, TV, I'll pay attention to you in a second. Huh. That would seem like the kind of sandwich doesn't go bad. I mean, I guess the bread will get moldy eventually. Am I allowed to turn all the way around? Oh, there's... This is... the premiere at... This is the TV talking? Oh, am I only able to see those subtitles while looking backward? Premiere at Buffalo Street Student Theater. It was a curiosity. I'm not able to move, am I? No, okay, I didn't think so. This is very bizarre. Oh, hey, look who it is. Set designer's notes. Doolittle must have been an odd bird. Many playwrights, a Tennessee Williams or a Eugene O'Neill, spend as much energy on precise descriptions of the play's set as they do on any of the dialogue. Also, I can click to advance stuff, so I could have fixed the timing issues in that conversation myself, it turns out. Doolittle only described settings poetically. To be honest, I think he'd have preferred there wasn't a set at all. Well, here I am building one anyway. Serves him right for disappearing. All those years ago, the enigmatic wino. I don't mind a drunk, but I hate riddles. So that's Lula, right? I mean, her face is kind of the same shape, it's a little hard to tell. And obviously that's Carrington. Is that somebody we know? An absorbing, if unfocused drama about the ills of debt and dishonesty. And it seems like these subtitles don't really move unless we're looking at them. Certainly, the highlight is Sarah Wakefield's performance as Pearl Slade, the young woman who tries to rid herself of her parents' debts. She is a revelation. Sadly, her verve and imagination do little to salvage the tepid pantomime of the Barfly, a character who perhaps could have done with a few lines after all. Levi Tolbert, Kentucky Post. So it was a review of a play. Not 100% clear to me. I guess, so this is a play that we are watching. Act 2, sound cues. Sound 5, a distant highway. Sound 6, nature program. Sound 7, drone number 2. Sound 8, a door opening. This is so weird. Put it back on that weird dinosaur show, will you? No, those history programs don't make any sense. I prefer the nature programs. Dinosaurs are nature. They think they can just say anything on TV. I don't believe there to be a damn word in the Bible about dinosaurs on the Ark. Well, it's been a long time since Sunday school for me. Do you go to church, though? No, not since Bess. It was her church, really. Good Christian woman. Good Christian woman. Well, I'm curious to see where they're going with it. They've got you now. I just think they're gonna run out of rope before long. Dinosaurs on the Ark. I prefer the nature programs. Yeah. So, your vacation was good? 7 days poolside. I thought you said it was a beach. Oh, sure. No, it was a pool. Was it a pool or a beach? Maybe. I don't remember. That's weird. Well, you think I'm making this up? Oh, no, No, another character. So hold on a second. I'm kind of curious. Since the dialogue, or since the review of the play only progressed when we were looking at it, I'm kind of curious if looking away has paused the play. Like, will it be at the exact same point when we turn around and look at it again? Also, I gotta remember to look up. Nobody in video games ever looks up. Makes it a prime place to put interesting things. Scene. Afternoon. The same tavern. So the stage directions are up here. The same people. Fresh drinks. This game is doing some really interesting things with, like, spatial observation as a way, of conveying different axes of information. Definitely the sort of thing that would only work in an interactive medium. You're early, Pearl. Your parents usually don't roll in until the evening, 5 or 6. Everything all right? Oh, sure, thanks. We just have some stuff to talk about. Well, post up here and let's watch this weird dinosaur show. I'll stand you a drink. All Harry's pouring today is Hard Times whiskey. That all you got? Well, they make a good whiskey. Sure, but, the rumors. Rumors are rumors. Put it on my tab, Harry. You driving, Pearl? Oh, God, no. They want almost 40 cents a gallon? I can't whistle on command. Congratulations, you all learned a thing about me. I had the early shift, so I just walked over. In this heat. You still working over there at, Ace Jewelry and Loan. Joe Harden, proudly trading shortcuts for dignity 6 days a week since 1962. Well, at least they have the piety to shut down on Sunday. And with Joe, it's more likely a hangover. Can it be both? Well, I know you see more trade than I do. It must be slow over at the hardware store. Slow isn't the word. And now Ted is out of shilling for quality hammers to make up income. Have you considered quality hammers on your shelf? We made the switch recently and business has tripled. Well, of course, I'd love to have dinner with your lovely daughters. Evelyn. Hey, a man gets lonely out on the road. I know how it is. Naw. Harry, you've been traveling, right? Oh, sure, yeah. Down in New Orleans, just taking a break. A vacation. Yeah, looking around for ideas. That's a little ominous. Hey, tell her about the pool or the beach. Evelyn. That sounds nice. And the hostess. I may just cut you off. She read her stage directions out loud. That's not how you're supposed to do that. So, the pool. Or the beach? Yeah, Harry. Which was it? Well, it was a week of relaxation, and now I'm back. You still look stressed, if you don't mind me saying. He just looks like that. Oh, sure, that's just how I look. I've never known you to leave town, Harry. I've never known you to leave this bar. Oh, no, I get out. You still drive that old truck? I don't know. I think they towed it eventually. It seems like the kind of thing a man would know. The hell you say? That must have been years ago, Harry. How do you get around now? I take the bus, or I walk. You walk to New Orleans? Watch it, Evelyn. He's real defensive about this story that he has clearly made up about New Orleans. Harry, did you really go to New Orleans? Now, just where do you two get off? Sorry, forget it. Sure, she didn't mean nothing by it. We'll lay off you and just get back to drinking. Gotta be ready for the entertainment. Oh, who's on tonight? Tonight it's Junebug. Yeah, works for me. Round 8, I think. Yeah, I'll stick around. I could use some sad music. I came here to break some hearts. What's that? To dash dreams. What are you talking about? Well, you gotta talk to my parents about their bar tab. I won't be paying for them anymore. Oh, hang on now. No, it's time to cut the old folks loose and head west. I can't keep enabling them. You know? Well, a debt's a debt now. Harry, I'm sorry. I know you've got a vested interest, and I don't want to make a victim of you. They'll come up with it somehow. I'm sure. No, it's not that. The thing about debts is, you never know when they'll be reckoned and called in. That sorta sounds threatening. What's that mean? I'm not saying anything, but I know debt, Harry. I see it all day. It's all around me, like a thick gray fog. It's in the air I breathe. At the pawn shop, they have this new financial technology. I'm the ambassador. Did you know that? A new technology. It's a new kind of debt, Evelyn. And it's a mess. What do you mean, a new kind of debt? You know what we do at the pawn shop? Secured loans? We don't buy used goods. We take personal property as collateral on a loan. Then if you don't pay your loan, we sell your stuff. Sure, I get that. It works for people who couldn't get loans otherwise, I guess. Now Hardin has this new idea. He calls it a payday advance. But it's just a short-term unsecured loan with a wicked interest rate. There's no filtering. Most who borrow can't keep up. Then he has this big pile of debts with big returns on paper, and he can sell those debts to a bank. Huh. Who's borrowing like that? Well, who do you think? When Joe put me in charge of it? The only dark-skinned clerk in the whole shop? Oh, you think so? I know it. Don't you see, I look just like you. You can trust me. But Joe knows they won't pay on time. There's no money in lending, but there's money in usury. Well, that's in the Bible. I won't be his shill. I just have to save a bit more, and then I'll go to California. I'll be a real clerk. At a credit union or something. You know, something ethical. I just have to get rid of these old parasites first. Neither a borrower nor a lender be. Well, my tab is in good shape, I think. No, you're behind too. Not as bad as the Slades, but... Well, Harry, the only thing I owe you is this handshake and this whiskey you're about to pour me. Let's say this one's on me, Pearl. No, I'm good for it. For today, let's just say it's on me. You're awfully strict about cash for a guy who just got back from a vacation. Drink up, Evelyn. Maybe you better find some other chair to sink into so your debts don't get reckoned out from under you. I'm out for a bit. I'll be back later to disappoint a couple of old deadbeats. I'll stay for the entertainment. Well, I won't throw you out, but you just remember what I said. Yeah, that payday advance loan stuff. That's a real thing, and it's a horrible, monstrous business. She's getting up and she's not in this next scene. So this table's on the set, right? This is... yeah. I feel like I'm on the set. Am I in the play? Do you have this paper? Oh, I'm the barfly. Yeah, I guess that makes sense, because I'm the person who hasn't had a line. I'm scowling at memory of unkind word. That I am remembering. Considering retort to perceived slight. I think that'd be a hard thing to convey with your face. Scans forecast. Look, I'm doing it. I'm doing my part. Tries to remember day of week. You'd think it would be written on the paper. Considers past or future thunderstorm. Scratches absently. At table, not self. Silently repeats prayer to stupor. Management material. That's what he said. Oh, is that so? 11 years behind a supermarket till. You're damn right. Damn right. I have commitment and reliability. That's what he said. Management material. I bet they raise you to $3. I bet $4. The responsibility. You see Pearl today? She was working all day, I think. Usually doesn't work mornings. Slade women are all getting promoted. I think they just put her on another shift. What's the morning shift like at a pawn shop, do you think? Black coffee and desperation. Well, let's celebrate. Hey, Harry, another round. We're celebrating 2 promotions in the family. I gotta read the whole line before I start speaking. You talked to Pearl today? Well, she worked all day. She was here earlier, looking for you 2. She'll be back. Why don't you just pace yourselves till you talk to her? We're celebrating. Pace yourselves or pay your bill. Why are you so stuck on a bill all of a sudden? Are you sunstruck? Sure, you know, it's twice as bright when you got the ocean and the pool both reflecting at you. Evelyn? Oh, you catch sight of any alligators? Sure, it was gators everywhere. A swamp. Big, sandy swamp with a pool and a hostess. What's that? Set 'em up, Harry. Junebug will be here any minute, and we want to be receptive. You know, it doesn't speak to her confidence in the quality of the entertainment that she feels she needs to be real drunk before it occurs. There'll be a reckoning. Yeah, you folks here? Hear about the reckoning? First I've heard. What's up, Harry? Short on your bills? You let the books get away from you? That's an ignorant thing to say. I've been doing my books for 10 years, keeping this place alive all on my own, ever since Bess. I ought to just let you run that tab up until you drink yourselves underground. No, he didn't mean nothing by it, Harry. Yeah, Harry. You know I'm only joking. Sure, I know. I know you're joking. All right, let's drink. Yeah, I better slow down. Hard times whiskey comes on strong. I want to end up like that boiled owl in the corner. That's me, I think. I can't tell anymore. Yeah, I hear they have some secret ingredients. Or a secret process or something. Something in the wood they age it in. Yeah, something strange in that wood. Well, drink up, Larry. Don't call me Larry. Sounds like an old man. All right, Silver Fox. Now you, I'll let it slide. Another? Well, I don't get paid until Friday, and I haven't seen Pearl all day. She could pick it up when she comes back. Don't count on it. The hell kind of thing to say is that, our own daughter? Generosities have limits. I don't know what she said, but the Slades are good for it. This family takes care of our own. Sure, we'll get it straightened out when she comes back. She better get here soon, or she'll miss the entertainment. Shouldn't Junebug be here now, Harry? Yep. That's what you get working with artists. Good entertainment, but it's always late. This is pretty late, though. Well, stick around. Yeah, we're celebrating. Sure. Yeah, not expecting a late-night sentimental call. And if he does, let it ring. The philanderer. Last drink, Evelyn? Oh, one more, Harry. I just want to hear some music. Well, she'd better show up soon. This is still pretty weird. We've been, So it's a play about Hard Times... Well, it's not about Hard Times Whiskey, but, like... Hard Times Whiskey is a thing in the real world, though, right? We definitely saw it... We saw it mentioned somewhere. Evelyn's gotten real drunk. Huh, I've never heard this song. Oh, it's a love song. It's a Valentine. Sure. You ever been in love? No. Me neither. Well, there's Ted. Oh, son of a bitch! Evelyn, you love Ted, right? He's a son of a bitch, out on the road, selling hammers and hammering shop girls. Come on, you know he isn't. Well, I wish he would. You don't mean that. Sure, I don't mean that. He's a son of a bitch, but you have to stick by your family. Sometimes. If it kills you. I mean, do you? Why? You just have to. But why? I love this song. Like, what if they're better off without us? You know, my folks could get better with money. Folks could get better with money. Ted could, I don't know, meet someone new? He wouldn't. He's a good man. Would you? You know, all I want is to be free of parasites. Keep my own money, pay my own debts. No, don't be a fool. Buy me a drink. What do you want? I want to run us to hardware store with my dear husband. Evelyn, I want a whiskey. And that's all you want? And a love song. You know, she could have said. Sure. Earl, you could have said something. I shouldn't have to. I shouldn't have to say anything, Dad. I'm letting us just sit and soak up a debt. We're celebrating. Earl, it's supposed to be a celebration. Don't you know the news? Larry, drop it. So, celebrate. I'm not stopping you, but I'm not paying for it. Your mother's going to be a manager. So put a manager's salary on that tab. It's not... Sure, they said she's management material. What kind of material are you, Pearl? Maybe. He said he said maybe. I'm made of sweat and blood and beer, just like you raised me. That's a damn strange thing to say. It is kind of strange. Why, sure, my hands are cut up, but you're a loan clerk and your mother's a manager at a supermarket. Damn it, Lawrence, it's not settled. Not settled? O'Neill just handed you a promotion. Why can't you celebrate? Rosa, what did he say to you? You remember what he said to you? He said... Didn't he? He said, maybe eventually. Maybe eventually? Maybe eventually management material. Keep your chin up. Maybe eventually. Sooner or later. Keep your chin up. How's that, Dad? Alright, enough. You know, you can still settle. It'll just take longer. I should look again. Just sit with me, Larry. Let's just wait for the music. Get away from the awfulness. Sure. Now we can celebrate. Sure. Slade women are moving up. Eventually. You know, if she's this late, she's not coming. Wait, where's Junebug? Where's the entertainment? I said, if she's this late, she always shows up. I got nothing better to do. You gonna settle up first? Don't be a fool. Now watch it. You know, I'll buy you a drink. How about, water, Evelyn? Maybe call it a night. What time is it? I love this song. It's relaxing. Like the sun, by the pool, on a beach full of gators. God damn it, Evelyn. Harry, language. And what would Bess think? Good Christian woman. God damn it, who cares if I did or didn't go to New Orleans? She didn't mean anything by it. Maybe I just sat here alone in the dark. Would you like that, Evelyn? That what you want to hear? I'm watching nature programs in the dark. It was me and the deer and the gators and the goddamn dinosaurs. It was Harry's Ark, Evelyn, 2 by 2, out of the flood and into the poorhouse. She's just drunk. All on my dime. Well, there's going to be a reckoning. All of you. You just stick around, you'll see. What are you talking about, Harry? What reckoning? I want to hear another love song. Hey, yeah, where's Junebug? I hope she never shows up. I can't pay her. The money's run out. Wait, what's that? It's gone. The money's all gone. I'll let you sponges soak up so many free drinks, now I can't even stock the whiskey without striking a deal. Wait, no more whiskey? Harry, what kind of deal? It doesn't matter. Well, you can't blame us. Harry, we're just a little short from time to time. Hey, sure. Just leave, Pearl. Just trust me. Oh, okay. I'm leaving. Are you sure? I'm sure. You don't deserve this. Boy, this is getting real ominous. Now, all I want is a love song and a whiskey. Now, you'll have plenty of time for whiskey. I just want to be left alone. That man is like a straitjacket. I know, Evelyn. If only he'd meet some tall young thing on the road. I know. 11 years behind a supermarket till. Well, keep your chin up. Eventually, maybe eventually. Now you all should clear out. Well, where would we go? Just let us wait. Let us wait here for Junebug. We're good for it. We just want to have a few drinks, see the entertainment, then we'll go home. You don't understand. Sure. We know you're struggling. We're all struggling. But you said you have a deal, right? God damn it. You don't understand me. Harry, language. Hey, what's to understand? We'll settle our debt soon. Rose is in line for this promotion. All they want is debt. They feed on it. They put it in the whiskey. Whoa, what? The hell are you saying? He'll be here soon. The boy from Hard Times. There'll be a reckoning. Harry, our debt's not to the distillery. It is now. I traded it. Sold it. Sorry. So sorry. Well, I'm not imagining that the Hard Times whiskey was a thing we actually heard about in the real world, right? Because it seems real ominous. Like, real ominous. Whoa. I did not do that camera move, by the way. Huh. You know, at this point, I've been doing this Let's Play thing for kind of a long time. I feel like that was the first time I ever had to do an impromptu one-man play. So, thank y'all for sitting through it, anybody who did make it to the end. I think maybe this is a good unsettling place to call it for today. There's really something happening in this game. I think some of the themes are starting to become a little clearer. Come back next time, tomorrow, for Act 3 and maybe something completely different. And we'll see you then.